Okay, this is gonna be my first YouTube video. It's gonna be mostly on how to use Druid for beginners. I'll be showing some of the basic combos first that most people know, and after that going into the combos that I don't really see a lot of Druids using, besides the Philos, the Philos, and actually good Druid players, I guess. A Druid is usually called a brain dead class due to the fact that all you have to do is use Snap Meridian and your enemies stun locked in place, and you can pull off a whole combo with it. And that's why Navarin Druids are supposedly really good. Although I have yet to fight one in a real game. Um, the thing about Druid is that if you don't know the combo or how to combo right though, if you're up against a better Druid than you, you're pretty much gonna get wrecked. Druid is all about the combos. You can infinite combo. It's all about combos and mana shielding really. You hold down your mana shield until you can cast Snap Meridian. I know a few druids who use Night Lord's armor, and I know a few druids who use Errant armor, but most of those are usually Philos because I personally like Druid armor better because you can cast with it easier, and as I said, casting is very crucial to druids. If you backfire like that, you can end up getting one shot by a Deep Knight or an FF Beast Layer, whatever the case may be. With Druid, it's recommended to have Tomeless nearly all the time because if you can't, it's really hard to combo with it. I can show some basic combos without using my weapons, but more or less, most druids get a sword or spear. Average druids usually get this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to have my assistant here help me out with that. So the basic combo that most druids use would be the Snap Meridian Action Surge, as I said earlier. But I've also seen some druids use this combo. So that combo, I kind of missed a few M1s, but basically what the combo does is shaves a decent bit of the enemy's health and blinds them most importantly. Most druids just generally use action surge combo, like that, but I've seen a few druids use that combo. It's decent, I guess, but I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's pretty decent in public servers because with high ping and all, it's generally the most versatile and easiest to use. Now, besides that brain dead combo, there are also other combos that you can use that are harder to use generally. Thank you. There's my personal favorite. It's not Floresco Action Surge combo. I like this one because it does the most damage. You can also stack Pommel Strike in there too, but I generally don't like doing that because it reduces the damage you take, and I can always just do this later. Hold on, backfire. I can always just do this one, so I don't really see a point in doing that. Another combo that non-Tomeless beasts can use is a fist combo. Right, keep backfiring. This combo is pretty good because you can actually infinite combo with it if you're good enough. The problem is with the ragdoll system, how it is now, it gets a little harder to pull it off, but still pretty easy. And this is my full combo. I do the Snap, Meridian, M2, Ignis, Gelitis, and into my Floresco and Action Surge combo. Hold on, let me do that again. I don't think I pulled it off right the first time. Also, I'd like to note that this doesn't require anything fancy like keybinds or none of that. It's just a straight up combo that anyone can use. I am using a MacBook trackpad right now, and I can play like a normal PC player can. So yeah. Also, Druid is basically one of the easiest classes to use, but it's one of the harder ones to master fully. Well, not the harder ones. Faceless is Faceless, Beastlayer, and Shinobi are the ones that have no skill cap. But Druid is decently hard to use, I guess, for a class. Okay, I'm gonna 1v1 this Faceless now, so get your butt up on the arena. Classes that counter Druid are Oni, Faceless, sort of counters, I guess. Other Druids, especially if they're better than you, D-Sages, DSK, sort of, and Gaians, although they're not a class, they will wreck any Druid. Unless you know how to combo efficiently. I screwed that up. Unless you know how to combo efficiently, it's really hard to pull that off against a guy. Because your poison damage does nothing to him. Your sword, neither does your sword. So there can be a really tricky point in the fight, especially if they're shinobi. Now you usually counter shinobis, but use the mana shield. But like in the case of Gaians, they have like the amount of damage that they do and you do are completely different. So if you know Gaian who can use his who knows how to triple dagger throw, shadow rush, and do the funny air combos, yeah, you're gonna be in a pretty tough spot unless you have a Philo or God Souls. So Druid relies a lot on mana shield due to it not having as wide of a casting range as other classes like Elu or Ultra Necromancer. So that Viridian can be tricky to pull off sometimes, especially if you're a new Druid. I know I had a lot of trouble with it on MacBook Trackpad when I started, but it really wasn't all that hard once I got used to it, really. Now, another combo that I like to use, against, especially against vampires and elder vampires, or people who can escape my combo really easily, is that combo. I didn't pull it off this time, but it's really useful, especially against, like, as I said, vampires or classes that have a lot of mobility, like Faceless, because it auto tracks, obviously. Well, it does have the disadvantage that you have to be on the same, like, I don't know, surface level as them. Like, if they're on the bottom of the stairs, you obviously can't hit them with it. Uh, Although in real game, unless you're ganking it always, well, that's not going to be too much of an issue. So, classes that can go through your combos are mainly the ones that counter you, and Gaian counters because, you know, obviously poison and flash resistance. Um, Druid is, like, as I said earlier, it's mainly about how you combo, but Mana Shield is an essential part of it, because Druid has some pretty strict casting ranges, and Mana Shield can help you a lot with those. Um, as well as it helps you counter some of the notable dagger classes that are, you know, found everyone Gaia, such as Faceless, Shinobi, and Whisper. You hard counter Whisper, but unlike its chaotic counterparts, because it doesn't have any fast mobility moves that let it like teleport behind you per se or break your mana shield like triple dagger throw does. If this was a real game, I'd be clowning on him right now because he'd have less HP and I could one combo him. And because of the fact that Shadow Rush kind of goes through mana shield and PS. Fix that Raguzer. And see, they can, but the problem is that they can dash straight through your combo, like my Snap Viridian combo. Oh, this wouldn't be much of an issue if I had potions. The good races that come with Druid, I would say, were Haselden, Castellan, Riggin, and Riggin and Dinakari. Scroom is eh. The best ones would obviously be Riggin, Dinakari, Construct. Personally speaking, Haselden would be a close second, I guess. Because due to the fact that Haselden Bloodline, it actually like increases the amount of damage that your Snap Floresco does, as well as your other Druid skills like Flora. Um, Honestly, most of the Druid skills are pretty bad. You won't use them much in combat, besides for Snap Floresco and Snap Viridian. Those are the two that you really only need. Unless you're a construct and you need to detox yourself, maybe the gank because you're shutting King's range or something like that. See, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad overall. Alright, I'm gonna start talking so I can start focusing on this. See, in a gank, that combo is the most useful because like you can't dash out of it, and it's really easy to use. It's pretty brain dead, as I said. But if you want damage, the combos you want to use are that one and this one. Like, just stop moving. Right. Stand still. Good, stand still. Or so what's the combo, you know? I like Druid due to the fact that like it's really versatile, and if you're like, let's say water ganking. Okay, go pet real quick. That was done wrong. Like if you're water ganking, it helps. Like it's good. If you're ganking anywhere except let's say like a place like Horsefall, I'd say it's pretty good. But God spells mostly make up for the fact that that it's a lack of range, and if you're desperate, you can just use Snap before, I guess. Now, Shrieker summoning combos with Druid are pretty straightforward. They're basically like summon your Shriekers on him, let yourself get hit, yeah, and after that, like, the Shriekers basically can do most of the work themselves. Go play real quick. Shriekers do most of the work themselves, but like get hit like twice in a row. So while the Shriekers do most of the work, like if you land a curse back on your enemy, it does like a lot of damage. What I'm trying to do right now. Although Faceless has a lot of mobility, so once again it's hard to counter that. What was that? I literally, you were trapped and you just moved, whatever. So yeah, that's a Shrieker summoning combo. Although I can't land it because Faceless is funny and has funny dashes. Any class with a lot of mobility, especially during combat, is pretty bad to fight against. Except Deep Knight. Deep Knight is pretty easy to counter if you know how to do the basic combos. Especially like because they're not that tanky compared to Wraith Knight and SKC and Lapidaris, but they have a lot of regen, so poison basically puts a stop to that. So that's why I say it's pretty good against Deep Knight. But with Deep Knight, the problem is that Druid doesn't have a lot of HP, so it's easy to get comboed like in one shot by them, especially due to the fact that they have Life Freezer. So for Druid as a class overall, I'd rate their damage as B tier, health as C tier, and mobility. Well, it depends. I have Snap Skelly. I'd recommend it for most construct druids at the very least. Within the carry druids, and like if you really want, Snap Viribus would be the way to go, I guess. Snap Snarv obviously is good with anything. But if you're construct druid, the reason why I think construct druid is so good, and the reason why I play it is because you can boss raid or at least boss run so easily compared to other classes and races, because of the fact that you can just chug like 2 Kingsbanes and keep detoxing yourself and just run until you die eventually, I guess, due to Exploiter or due to like a one combo from, let's say, a Deep Knight. Due to the recent nerfs, Construct isn't that good anymore, especially as a meta, but the Druid is still pretty decent. Druid hard counters most other classes that rely on fire damage, poison damage, fall damage, etc. Because like you can if the enemy, let's say, is using fall damage against you, right? Like let's say a D-Sage, you can just chug a Feather Feet and it negates the whole fall damage entirely. If you're fighting an SKC, you can just drink a Fire Protection and boom, White Flame Charge doesn't do anything, Fire Charge does nothing. So yeah, that's it for Druid, I guess. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see like a different mage class or a different class. Or if you just want to say something to me, I don't know, like a different combo that you can use a Druid with a funny snap or something. Yeah, please don't be too harsh on me. This is my first YouTube video ever, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it here.